Okay, last video for a while. I'm going to take a break after this, but we're dealing with taxes right now and bankruptcy. A lot of people think that you can just simply file for bankruptcy and get rid of your tax liabilities. It's not exactly true. Okay, there are some rules related to this, obviously, or people would simply not pay their taxes and then file for bankruptcy. There are some situations where it's possible. So if the debt is personal, so it comes from a personal return, and if the underlying indebtedness to the Internal Revenue Service is at least 3 years old, okay, and the return has been filed at least 2 years before, okay, and some other miscellaneous rules past that, but essentially the debt has to be at least 3 years old, and the return has to be filed at least 2 years prior. A couple of other items that have to be met, but essentially at this point you can start to look to see if it's dischargeable in bankruptcy. It's possible to be able to do it. There has to be some certain assessment moments that have to happen, and there's some other underlying rules related to both the Internal Revenue Service and the bankruptcy code. But essentially, if it's personal in nature, now we're not talking about business debt, we're not talking about trust fund penalties, we're talking about really 1040 indebtedness. Now, I have had clients who have not filed for many years because they owed, and the problem with that is that they don't. The statute for the 2-year rule doesn't begin to run, so the returns haven't been filed. So you have to kind of look at that in totality. You need to work with a good attorney who understands both the bankruptcy code and also the Internal Revenue Service. You need to make sure that you understand whether or not your taxes are going to be dischargeable if you're going to go through the bankruptcy and come out the other end with both the bankruptcy on your credit and then also the fact that the taxes may or may not be dischargeable. So that just gives you a short rundown. When you're looking at business indebtedness, when you're talking about, most of the time in these situations you're looking at you've got a different set of rules. The main situation for people where they're looking at discharging debts and business taxes is that doesn't get dischargeable is employment taxes. My name is Todd Corser, and I want to urge you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also to visit corserlaw.com.